Yo, what's up, guys? Yeah, Flippin' Steve coming at you guys from vacation here in the great outdoors of Sedona, Arizona. As you can see in the background, got some mountains and stuff. A little bit of shadows on my face. Don't have any lighting or anything out here, but just wanted to put out a video. I was on vacation because we hit 3,000 subs. So go back and watch my previous video. You'll see what I'm giving away, and I'll tell you how you can qualify to win actually in this video. And basically, guys, while I was on the plane ride here, had about 7 hours. I had to fly 2 hours to Atlanta and then 4 hours to Phoenix. So about 6 hours actually to brainstorm about my future in investing in the collectibles market and not just the cards market. You might hear some noise, some trucks and stuff going by because I am outside. But yeah, my strategy going forward as to where I want to put my money, how I want to invest. And this is just my thoughts, guys. It can completely differ from yours. But, hear me out and, see if I make some sense. And I'm going to ask you to comment below, and maybe you can give me some ideas as well. So make sure you're liking, make sure you're subscribing, and get yourself entered when I tell you how to win that nice gift package I'm going to be giving away. And believe it or not, I might actually add some more items to it. So let's go ahead and start with my strategies, guys. First of all, I'm going to start really diversifying in multiple types of collectibles. My main thing is still going to be the cards. I'm going to dabble in the Top Shot stuff a little bit. Believe it or not, I'm trickling into the comic book market just because I believe there's some potential there. And yeah, that's basically going to be where I kind of stand. The card market, the comic book market, and a little bit of the NFT stuff with the Top Shot right now. And I'll tell you where I'm going to kind of head in each market. As far as the cards go, guys, of course I'm going to be looking for the all-time icons, the greats of the greats, not just the good players, not just the great people of an era, but generational players. When it comes to investing in my modern basketball, which has been kind of hit or miss, really, the modern market really hasn't rebounded yet. No, it is basketball, but guys, what I'm noticing in the modern market is the price of serial numbered and color / rare parallels of key players and key rookies like Zion and Ja from last year really drawing premiums, and the base stuff really starting to fall off a little bit. I don't know if that has to do with PSA pop reports, and that could change, with PSA raising their prices. Pop reports could maybe not inflate as high as people thought that they would be, although some of them are already inflated. But if you start looking at some of the rare parallels and some of these serial numbers, that's the stuff to start chasing. That's the stuff that I'm looking at. I'm basically going to pick one or two really solid guys from the rookie class from last year that I really like, Zion being one of them. And this isn't a video where I talk about targets. It's just talking about strategies. I'll do another video where I'm actually talking about the people that I am going with. Got some loud ass people in the background. They got no respect for the Flippin' Steve video, but that's okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to just pick my targets, and I'll do another video where I tell you what my targets are going to be. But I'm going to pick one or two really solid ones, and then maybe 3 flyer players, because you always got to have some solid stuff to fall back on, and some long shots, that can make you some bigger returns, by gambling. And I remember doing a video way earlier before the NBA season where I talked about buying vintage and kind of staying away from the modern so that you would have some stuff to fall back on. And not to bring that video up or anything, but that kind of worked out for me because I got into the vintage early before the craze, and I'm going to apply that strategy and trend to my card collecting when it comes to football. So with the NBA stuff, I'm just targeting the rare stuff, the serial number stuff. I'm going to look for some Zion stuff, and then 3 other targets. I'll let you know who I'm targeting when I get home and do another video on that. But I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot. But when it comes to the NFL market, I'm going to do the same thing. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, and we've kind of missed the boat on some of these players here from the 80s. When 80s basketball got popular, 90s basketball followed, and I missed the boat on 90s basketball. The guys like Iverson, the guys like McGrady. And I look for that to happen in the NFL market. You have the vintage guys like Jerry Rice and Dan Marino and those guys skyrocketing, and I look for that to trickle into the 90s with players like, possibly Marvin Harrison, Jerome Bettis, different guys like that. And I'm not saying those are guys that I'm buying, but just look for some guys in the 90s to get some popularity and possibly see some price increases in their cards. You know, that same trend falling into football, where it has already happened with the vintage and the 80s, but it hasn't quite reached the 90s. And it happened in basketball, so I don't see why it wouldn't happen in football. And you can get some of these guys in PSA 9s for the price of what it would cost to get them graded. So again, that's another strategy that I'm taking when it comes to investing into my NFL. And I'm also picking about 3 or 4 young quarterbacks from the last 2 draft classes, and I'm going to invest into those guys, and I'm going to sell them into the hype before the season starts. Whether it be Drew Lock, Kyler Murray, Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield, whoever you want to go with, just remember all the guys prior to the NBA season tipping off. Guys like Kobe White, Roy Hachimura, Tyler Hero, Darius Garland. All these guys were selling for top prices. And then once the hype died down, their prices went down. I look for that to happen with the NFL. I believe you can capitalize on the fact that people are going to put a lot of faith and a lot of stock into the hype of some of these young quarterbacks. And if you buy now, I believe there'll be a money-making opportunity on those guys. So that's how I'm investing into my NFL and my NBA. Now, when it comes to the Top Shot stuff for you Top Shot people, and I know a lot of people like it, and a lot of people don't hate it, and a lot of people hate it, so I'm not going to talk about it very long, but really focus on the Series 2 stuff. I'm looking at the Series 2 moments that are numbered out of 7,500. Your LeBron, your KD, your Zion, your Steph, your Kawhi. I believe those are the ones you want to go for right now. It's too expensive to invest in Series 1. And the stuff that's 15,000 print runs and up, you could get into that stuff at a cheap price, but you never know if the market's really going to blow up again on Top Shot to the point to where those 15,000 and 35,000 mints are really going to reach high dollar. But I believe that the 7,500 mints are still a really good value. And then last but not least, guys, the comic book market I'm going to talk about real quick. I look for, the shift. I look for the shift from the card market into the comic book market. It has the nostalgia, at least it does with me. I collected cards and comics growing up. I look for the nostalgia to carry over into some of those golden age or copper age books, whatever you want to call it, your early 90s items, and key books, guys, key books. Your 1977 Star Wars book, which will always be a solid foundation book. Your key Amazing Spider-Man books, whether it be the first appearance of Carnage, first appearance of Venom, first issue 252 with the symbiote suit, McFarlane stuff, whatever you want to look for. And I'm not telling everybody to go buy comic books, but I do believe that some of the card market is going to go into the comic book market because cards are outpricing a lot of people, and comic books are still a very good value, and a lot of people have the nostalgia feel for them. So yeah, guys, that's all I really wanted to talk about real quick. Wanted to throw a real quick video out there while I'm on vacation. Talk about the 3,000 subscriber video, our giveaway. Go back and check out my last video if you haven't seen what I'm giving away, and I'm going to add some more stuff to that when I get home. But yeah, guys, I'm just going to diversify all over the place. I'm going to take some stab at some young NBA players, still invest in some solid people. Take a stab at some comic books, dabble in some Top Shot a little bit. And one other thing I want to mention, guys, is when you're looking for your icons and your all-time greats, look, of course, I'm not just talking about the sports players. You got guys like Jordan. He's an all-time great, yes. But let's talk about guys that are their own brand. Jordan is his own brand. He's not just an NBA player. But guys like Tiger Woods, guys like Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk is investable. For you wrestling fans out there who are into the wrestling cards, what about like Vince McMahon cards? Vince McMahon will have a legacy forever as a businessman and a pop culture icon. The wrestlers do too, guys like Hulk Hogan and such. But what about a Vince McMahon? What about Dana White for you UFC people? And Stan Lee, of course, for you Marvel guys, which we've already talked about. Just think about that kind of stuff, brainstorm it in your head, and just pick and choose a couple of these items to diversify into. That's what I'm doing. I'm not going all out, all over the place and going crazy, but I'm just going to look for key items, whether it be cards, whether it be comic books, whether it be Top Shots, but I'm just going to focus on the key stuff and stop going nuts and crazy and prospecting all over the place. And I believe that's a good way to get you some safe returns, some good profits, and actually get you some items that you actually will like, even if you don't plan on selling them. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too loud with the noise in the background. And guys, what I want you to do to qualify for the 3,000 subscriber giveaway is in the comments below. I want you to tell me just one thing that you're buying right now, just one. The main one thing that if you could pick anything that you would put your money into. Don't give me a list of 2, 3, 4, 5. Just one thing, guys. And that's all you got to do is drop that in the comments below, like, subscribe, and when I get home, I'm going to choose a winner from this video from my 3,000 subscriber giveaway. Thanks, guys, for watching. I'll be back home to the normal place soon enough. Maybe I'll still be able to shoot a live stream Monday night. Who knows? We'll see what happens. But thanks for tuning in, guys. And until next time, good luck in your investing, and I will see you later.